Ah, Alabama! Can't go wrong with a simple shape, identifiable at a distance, vertical perfection, and a lesson to everyone. So much more can be done with so much less. This flag would fit in on the international stage.
Can't go wrong with a simple shape.
Boy, we're starting out strong here, aren't we? I'm going to go ahead and lay down a blanket statement here. If your flag is most likely inspired by the Confederate flag, you're already getting a failing grade, because I'm not a fan of losers who can't let an embarrassing defeat go. And even without that qualifier, Alabama's going to get a real big "see me after class" written on this half-assed homework assignment, because it's pretty evident the
Violently alcoholic stepdad Alabama has to deal with at home is what caused them to turn in this unfortunately unfinished piece of shit.
And knowing enough about Alabama itself, I'll bet the lack of effort was intentional, and they're proud of it for some reason.
New Jersey. That color is a real choice. You know what? At least it stands out and your seal isn't awful.
Horsehead. They couldn't even afford a whole horse.
Maryland. Oh my. It's hideous.
The Maryland flag finished 4th. People cannot get enough of this intentional eyesore, and you know what? I think I get it. I want to tell you all a story. A long time ago, in a quaint little state just like Maryland, there lived a group of people. This group of people were all very diverse, with different skin colors, different beliefs, different hobbies, and enough differences to make each and every one of them unique. But they all happened to have one very simple thing in common. They loved drinking diarrhea. They'd drink diarrhea when they woke up in the morning. They'd chow down on some diarrhea with every meal, and they'd chug a cool glass of diarrhea just before bed every night. Their love for diarrhea was no secret either. They all proudly discussed with each other their favorite flavors of diarrhea, plastered pro-diarrhea propaganda along their street corners, and tried to include diarrhea in nearly every aspect of their lives. One day, a traveler arrived to this quiet little town, and was mortified by what he saw. "My goodness, that's disgusting," he cried, as he saw that each and every member of this community enjoyed drinking diarrhea all day and all night. Try as he might, the traveler couldn't convince the townsfolk that perhaps it wasn't the best idea to drink liquefied feces all day and all night. He couldn't persuade them to consider that there was a whole litany of other, more pleasant things to drink, and plenty of other hobbies and pastimes to immerse yourself in. And try as he may, the only answer the townsfolk would ever respond back with was this: "We all love diarrhea. Therefore, it must be the best option."
I don't care what anyone says, wear it with pride. I know you think your flag is awesome, but you seem to have scrawled California across it. And don't think bragging about the Republic is going to help your grade. I know all about that phase as an independent country that lasted, what was it again? Oh right, barely 3 weeks.
It's pretty good and iconic. I can't lie. Who knew a state that can't design a viable solution to its homeless problem, can't design a functioning highway system, and can't design a constructive argument for why growing almonds in a desert climate is a stupid fucking idea, could design a pretty good flag?
About your bear, look at him. Really look, California. That's a scared bear. Why did you draw him that way?
To be fair, broken clocks are right twice a day, except California's, which in this case has only ever been right once.
Washington. Washington.
Yeah, that's Washington, all right. And the background's green this time.
At least it's money green, but a flag is not money, Washington.
And it's also a state seal, so 0 points. Suck my nuts, Washington.
This is real extra awkward. Florida.
Florida just doesn't know when to stop embarrassing itself, huh?
Did you just copy Alabama's flag but make it worse?
Because this is Florida. Florida's such a lazy state infested with swamp-rotted brains that they copied Alabama's homework for this assignment and then slapped the wonky state seal over the middle hoping we wouldn't notice.
I think people underrate your flag, Tennessee.
I have nothing to roast here, Tennessee. I mean, the iconography and the colors are lifted straight from the American flag, but I'm just proud they pulled their collective brain cell together to get it together long enough to make a flag that isn't complete shit.
Your 3 stars are for the 3 grand divisions of your rather rectangular state unified.
There we go. There we go. This is a good one. At first, I kind of hated the little weird stripe on the end there, but then I realized that the blue stripe is the part fluttering the most in the wind, opposite of the flagpole, which gives this design a great use of movement and energy with just color work. This is Hawaii? Apparently it is. Except, I spy, with my motherfucking eye, some blue ignore my green screen,
I have complicated feelings about this flag, Hawaii.
Which the American flag does not have. Which means this flag is a colossal fucking failure. Well, hang on. Better.
Let me tell you something, Wyoming.
This doesn't say state flag to me. This says logo for a public transportation company. There's this weird feeling of genuine patriotism mixed with corporate sugar coating on display here, which is a great parallel to the pseudo-heated opinions on important issues most Colorado
I feel like you're really
people
trying to
have.
push my boundaries here, Colorado. You're another real heartbreaker here, kid.
It's pretty good. The shield and calumet here are symbols of the Native Americans in that region, and the olive branch symbolizes peace when we all unify together. Initially, I thought the whole thing was just a symbol for how much they love smoking weed, but then I remembered 1, I'm probably a bit racist, and 2, Oklahoma is far too poor to ever afford any.
You've done, by far, the best job of symbolically trying to address something very American that other flags struggled with. Ah, Alaska! Look at this, ladies. The northernest state showing off the northernest star in an open blue sky. And even better, the companion constellation of the Big Dipper is but the tail of Ursa Major, a great bear in the sky, the animal most associated with this state and important to the Alaska natives. How clever, Alaska! I simply must give you the Best Bear Award. This flag is pretty top.
They think a celestial body 323 light years away from Earth represents them. This flag was originally designed by a 14-year-old Native Alaskan orphan, and now I'm even more convinced children are dumb as fuck. The flag is definitely good at making me think to never trust Alaska again. After all, if we remove most of the Dipper's bowl, shift the stars around, and change the colors a bit, well, would you look at what we fucking got here? Nice try, Xi Jinping. China cannot legally own the constellations, so stop trying.
Montana, this kerning. My eyes can only take so much.
This is like the vanilla ice cream of state flags, except when I partake in vanilla ice cream, I feel happy and not just a sense of dread.
Wisconsin, unironically, a cheese-based flag would have been better.
I just want to make this clear. You're not promoting or successfully boasting about yourself in any possible fashion with these symbols if they're the symbols that everyone else uses. At least Wisconsin attempts a bold move by trying to claim Thanksgiving and a scam carnival game for themselves, but honestly, you guys can have them. Kansas. Ad astra per aspera is Latin for Kansas really loves throwing this fucking slogan onto everything, huh? You see one over-designed state seal and you've seen them all. The difference for Kansas is that they intentionally designed their seal to capture the history of Kansas. Funny how they totally forgot to include radical bigotry against all sorts of cultural, political, and religious groups. Oh wait, that's not historical, that's still happening.
Kentucky, I know you like being in the Commonwealth Club, but you can't write it on your flag.
And fixed!
Well, it's a bit disjointed, and I know you love the palmetto, but everyone thinks this is a palm tree, and it's weird because you have the
This is a gorgeous flag. You've done good, South Carolina. You've done good. What the fuck? Why does the train have no tracks? Is it just me, or is equality before the law a call to incite violence? What the fuck is even this thing? Why is the steamboat so incredibly tiny if you factor for perspective? Who uses an anvil out in the middle of the snow? Congratulations, Nebraska. This is easily the worst one. This piss stain of an idea of a flag is still in use today, and is probably the worst one I've ever seen. I wish every year all the states got together to give each other medals for cool things they did that year, and when Nebraska showed up, everyone just gave them a wedgie and kicked their ass while their poo-poo stained underwear blinded them into stumbling around like a drunk uncle.
At least you didn't write your name real big on the bottom.
Fuck you, Nebraska. Fuck you for making me even look at this.
Get up here, Nevada. Now, obviously, this flag is bad and boring, which is a crime because you get the award for the 2 best words ever written on a flag. Battle born. Battle born. It's awesome. And unlike some other states trying to big up their history that we won't mention, you really did become a state for the Union in the middle of America's bloodiest war.
Congrats, Nevada. You're gonna win a prize not based on your own merit, but because everyone else in this competition got food poisoning the night before and decided to come in with their C- material.
Ugh, I'm getting blue blinded. Can someone help me out here?
What vexillological virtuosity is this? That is such a good flag.
This is a downright spectacular flag. This flag is gorgeous because it understands one very simple, effective, and powerful design concept: subtlety. We don't need a giant overbearing design to spell out each and every piece of symbolism to us. If you happen to know what the design stands for, then there's that much more for you to appreciate. But if you don't, you get to ask the question of, why this symbol? What does it all mean? Instead of being bombarded by explicit, boring garbage everywhere you dart your eyes.
It's enchanting. Need I even say the words, New Mexico?
That just put me in great spirits.
New York. New York. I'm a native son of your great state, so it hurts me when I say, of all the flags, yours is my biggest disappointment.
The guidelines for this coat of arms say that this is a Frisian cap on a staff, but we all know it's just a condom on a stick. Why is the eagle conquering the world? That'd be far more appropriate for the American flag, not the New York one. And finally, Stan Lee died back in 2018, guys. It's time to move on. When I began this video, I had so much optimism. I really did. I thought there'd be a whole bunch of varied, interesting concepts of state flags, but to my design, about 80% of the United States of America are the most boring, bland motherfuckers when it comes to representing state pride in flag form. How hard is it to come up with a design that represents your state beyond the same exact symbols that every state used in the late 1800s? The excuse for most states here is, well, most of these state seals and coat of arms were made during the 1800s. Then stop using those fucking state seals and coat of arms, you decrepit octogenarians. Look, you can keep the state seal what it is, and you can keep the coat of arms, because they're traditional. But what's the point of designing a flag if it's just a copy of a design we already have on a blue fucking background? It's a waste of time and resources. It inspires no state pride whatsoever. And considering you really only see state flags out in the wild these days compared to state seals and coat of arms, it's something you'd think you'd want to update now and then to better represent your state instead of representing, I don't know, what the fact that we used to fucking drive steamboats everywhere. I'm fucking sick of steamboats.
You are the Empire State, daughter of actual empire. If you aspire to that awesome moniker, are you really going to let New Jersey have a more identifiable flag than you? New Jersey?
Horsehead.